Hey everybody, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and get into Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 12. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoyed that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thumbsing up the video if you enjoyed this particular piece of content, and then hop into the comment section, y'all, so we can talk about everything that happened. So, the episode picks up right where the last one ended, where they're at Miss Wanda's potato party, where her goal, according to her, is to have Marsau see that everybody enjoys her food because that will entice him to want to invest in her food truck. And it's wild to me that Miss Wanda thinks that Marsau, who has had her cooking for the past 15 years that they have been married, 15-ish years that they've been together, will say, he doesn't need to be convinced that your food is good. He needs to be convinced that you can do a successful business. There's a difference there. And it's wild to me that Tisha is like not even trying to have her mom understand that. That's the craziest part. Tisha knows what the deal is, but let's go ahead along with this. So we see Kiki walks in and Kiki like sits right by Tisha. She says that Tisha missed her phone call. Tisha's like, how do you know you missed my call? Kiki said, because I called you didn't answer. Duh. So Tisha said that things have changed between the two of them. And she said it's mainly because Kiki has been hanging out with Mel and talking about her in the company of other people. So Kiki said that, well, I mean, if you want to, like, while that's not true, but if you want to go there and get into that, let's go with the fact that Marsau brought up my business to other people first. Tisha said it happened about 5 to 10 years ago, so they should be past that. Marsau then interjects and said, yes, he is the one that told Kiki's business to the Holtz because it was something that, by them being friends with Melody and Martell at that time, they felt an obligation to tell. Marsau then goes on to say, just because it's your business doesn't mean it's your personal business. Bernard, they calls Marsau a shit talker, a starter because of that. Like, let's go back to this. Marsau, what in the hell do you mean that just because something is your business doesn't mean it's your personal business? That makes absolutely no sense. On one hand, I think it does make sense, but for him, if Kiki is going through something, and we have no idea what Kiki was going through at that time, because nobody is like coming out and saying it. So my whole thing is, what they're trying to say is, even though this is your personal this is your business, something that you were going through, it's not your personal business. It would have been best for y'all to just tell Melody and Martell not to invite Kiki to their Christmas and to leave it at that. But for whatever the issue is, whether Kiki was on drugs or she was stealing or whatever, that is her business. Whether y'all want to acknowledge and admit the fault that y'all played in that scenario or not, that was Kiki's business to tell. You can't just tell her to get over it because it happened years ago. Because Tisha seems like the type that holds grudges. So 5-10 years from now, is Kiki going to, or is Tisha going to tell is Tisha going to just be over the situation that's going on now? You know what I mean? Or is she going to, or is it going to turn into her saying, that was my, y'all told my like, this is stupid. This entire thing is stupid. Tisha and Kiki start going back and forth. They're going back and forth about who's wrong and who's trying to sabotage who and who is on the Holt side and who is being used as a pawn. Miss Wanda comes out, says she doesn't want them arguing because they're talking over each other. Tells everybody to shut up because they already say we from the other side of the tracks. And y'all are acting like y'all are from the other side of the tracks. So Miss Wanda wants them to talk in a more civilized fashion. And I said, Miss Wanda got the fucking nerve, because this is a lady who talks just as ignorantly as she wants to, who is constantly over talking people, who is interjecting into other people's business all the time. But now that you feel that you're in danger of your food truck not coming to fruition and not actually happening, now you think that we should be talking in a more civilized manner. Miss Wanda, go on, girl, go on somewhere. So Kiki starts to explain that she was not on anybody's side. Marsau then said that the whole city knew her business already. Kiki says she don't care who knew her business. People only know what they thought they knew. Kiki then says that she was getting ready to spill all of Marsau's tea. So she said, because I can tell you that your husband was, and Marsau starts screaming, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. And my whole thing is Marsau is guilty of something. Marsau is guilty of something. Because if you are a person and you know that you've done nothing wrong, and you know that you have nothing to hide, you wouldn't be over talking this lady as quickly as you would, as loud as you would, trying to deflect the situation. Whether Marsau truly has done something in the past, or is doing something ongoing now, we will never know. But Marsau acts like a guilty man. That's like what it really comes down to. Marsau acts guilty, tried and true. So whether he is legit guilty of doing something or not, he's acting as if he is. So Tisha then said that Kiki told her the Holts were trying to destroy her marriage. Kiki said that's not what she said at all, and starts crying. Tisha starts crying and walks away. Meanwhile, Kiki's husband steps to Marsau for yelling at his wife like that. Marsau tells him that, this is like where we've been there for her through thick and thin and the way that she's going. So Marsau once again flips it so that no one is talking about what potential tea or what stories or what dirt Kiki has on Marsau. No one's talking about that anymore, because why would we be talking about that when we can go ahead and talk about the fact that now Kiki is a bad person because we've been there for her. The fact that Tisha, like, I get why, in the moment, it might not be as easy to notice the stuff that Marsau is doing and saying, the gaslighting, the mind games, the reverse psychology, all that stuff he's doing against her. But I really want to know, does she not, like, sit back and watch these episodes and notice some of that? Because that is wild to me if she doesn't. You know what I mean? That is crazy to me. So they then ask Kiki if she honestly and truly does not notice that Melody is trying to use her to destroy Letitia. Kiki said that that is not true and she doesn't see it. Marsau said, well, that's the hurtful part about it. Here's the thing, y'all. Kiki, Tisha, stay the fuck away from each other. Stay away from each other. That's legit all y'all need to do. Stay away from each other. Be done with it. Right? So the next scene is we see Kimmy. Kimmy's going over to Destiny's house. They want to talk about, Kimmy wants to talk about what happened with Stormy. Destiny wants to know what she did that was wrong. Kimmy said, well, it started with the whole sweetie comment. And I think what gets me is Destiny said that she has previously used sweetie with her, and that's just how they talk in the South. I understand that. I received that, even though I am from up north, I am from, Wisconsin. I understand that. But at the same time, I understand too that when you're talking to someone that's a friend, hey sweetie, how you doing? That's a little different. That's a very different tone to, well, okay, sweetie, which is what Destiny did. Destiny is the epitome to me of a person that likes to throw the rock and hide her hand. Destiny she can dish it, but she can't take it. And we've seen that before where, Destiny was asking different things about people's relationships or whatever. But when people ask her about her marriage to Liberic and what happened, she doesn't want to ever talk about it because she quote unquote can't. I'm not a big fan of Destiny because I feel like she's moving real shady. She's moving real flawed this season. Destiny is doing whatever she can to stay on the show. So what is she gonna do? She's gonna pick a side with the Holtz and the Scotts because that's the easiest way to stay on the show. Go against Melody, be, all up in Tisha's face to get that screen time. Because we're still not getting a lot about Destiny. I'm really not seeing her point on the show for real, for real. So Destiny said that she is just going through a lot. Maybe things came out wrong. She is mourning the loss of a friend. Kimmy, for whatever reason, I know why Kimmy's doing it. Kimmy is the how can I phrase it? Kimmy is the glue of the group. So Kimmy wants to keep the group together as long as possible, kind of ignoring the issues that these people have with one another. So Kimmy asks if this is just a speed bump, if you will, in their relationship. Destiny says that she feels a way about the fact that she had to find out from other people that her relationship with Mel was not in a good place. She would have preferred to hear that directly from Melody. Now, I cannot fault Destiny on that because we supposed to be cool and we're the type of friends that I think that we are. If there is an issue that we're having, or you feel away, or you have some type of issue with me, you should come and directly tell me about it. I shouldn't have to hear it from other people. I shouldn't have to feel it in your actions. You know what I mean? Be an adult about it and tell me what the issue is. She also said that Destiny also feels that she cannot take ownership for the stuff that she did if no one else is going to take ownership for theirs. So that basically means I'm not going to admit I'm wrong. I'm not going to admit I've done anything because you're not admitting that you have done anything wrong. It's a very tit for tat, childish mentality to have. You can take ownership and acknowledge your faults and your downfalls, your indiscretions in whatever a situation is. That does not, and just because the other person does not, that doesn't give you license to do the same thing. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong in a situation, damn it, I'm wrong. I have to acknowledge that and hold myself accountable for that. You can't force somebody else to hold themselves accountable just so you can then hold yourself accountable. So that's just basically where it is. I want Kimmy. Leave that alone between the two of them as well. So then we have Tiffany. She goes to see Lewis at work. So Tiffany wants to know why Lewis didn't ask her about the trip to Utah when she got home. Lewis said that he felt that, she would share when she was ready. He also feels that he just can't win when it comes to her. I think Lewis didn't ask her about that trip because Lewis felt the way that she wanted Melody to go with her instead of him. The fact that Tiffany cannot understand that and is refusing to see that there is an issue with the fact that you and your husband plan to go do this very personal emotional thing with you, this this very deep journey of you finding your birth father. So you were supposed to do that with your husband, and then you kind of made a decision yourself to turn it into a girls trip. The real question should be, Tiffany, why didn't you want your husband to go with you? That's what Lewis needs to be asking her. Not, why didn't you ask me about it? Why didn't you want me to go with you? Tiffany then talks about how she thought, she was prepared to go there and not get any real answers. And she was going to make peace with that and be okay with that. But they actually found out a couple little tidbits here and there. And that's kind of giving her the boost and the confidence she needs to really go forward and try to do some more digging. So Lewis asks how was Melody throughout the whole thing, the whole process, as a friend just supporting another friend. Tiffany said that she was great. You know what I mean? She said that even though Destiny has referred to Tiffany and Mel as work friends, Tiffany doesn't feel that they are. She said, you don't invite a work friend to your house for a sleepover. You don't invite a work friend to your house, or you don't invite a work friend to go do different things with you. So she feels that, her and Melody have a real friendship. And I feel like watch Destiny, because even though Destiny swears Melody is out here trying to turn people against her, Destiny would like nothing more than for everybody else to be turned against Melody as well. Keep an eye on her, Tiffany. We have a scene with Martell. He's meeting up with Monica, and they're talking about the setup of his wine tasting in Atlanta. So it's going to be about 30 to 40 people. We want to have about 35, 40 bottles so that it's a nice, very intimate situation. They're renting a mansion. It's going to be nice. Melnika has made it very clear she don't want no shenanigans. She don't want no bullshit during this thing, because this is your reputation. This is your brand that's on the line. So while it should be a nice chill weekend with you and your friends, it also needs to be very work oriented, very focused. Let's not go to, for play in Atlanta. Let's make sure that we're taking care of the business that pays us. We see Tisha and Marsau go to a little coffee shop. Marsau said he has to consider, whether or not he's going to go to another one of her family events. He said because, having people stand around and attack him really ain't the move. And then Tisha just kind of says, well, my family just protects me. No. That's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. Marsau doesn't want to invest in the truck. Tisha says, well, what about buying a new truck for her? That the truck is not the whole issue, Tisha. The issue is that your mother, while she might be a wonderful cook, your mother has no business experience. She has no business experience. So buying a new truck is not going to solve that problem. What Marsau and Tisha honestly need to do is they need to buy the food truck themselves, make this their business where they run it and her mom is just the cook. That's really the only way to do this. Buy this, make this your business, and then your mom is just the face of it and your mom is just the cook. And then that way y'all can run all the business aspects of it. You can make sure that things are running smoothly, all that type of stuff. And then you just give your mom like a hefty paycheck and then make her think that she's the one that's running it, because that's really what y'all are going to end up doing in the end. So don't waste money on an investment that you aren't truly sold on. Buy this for yourself, do all the business stuff for yourself, hire your mother, make her like the manager, general manager, whatever you want to do. Give her that title, let her be the cook, and then she can just run it that way, but the truck is actually yours. So then that way, if you guys want to franchise and then maybe open up where you find another chef, so now you guys have a line of food trucks. You know what I mean? You buy another food truck, you have another person that can cook, another chef that's running that food truck. So now you're bringing in more money from different ways. That's what I would do. But having Miss Wanda, get this food truck herself, run this food truck, that's not the move. That's not the move at all. So Marsau then talks about how Tisha has really strong women in her family. And he said that for the most part, a lot of them make sense, but Kiki just does not. Marsau then brings up how Kiki was saying that she can bring up different things about him. Tisha feels that Kiki doesn't like her, and that was just solidified by this last conversation. And now she said that they are enemies. She's hurt by that, and that's why she got so emotional about that. Marsau then talks about her family coming at him, the way that they did with Bernard and all the cousins ganging up on him. And Tisha said that her family is just defending her because they feel that she herself, Tisha, does not go at Marsau hard enough. Tisha says that Marsau needs to start answering questions directly when she asks him these things. You know, Marsau likes to play these little games with her, talking circles, talking riddles. He's never very straight up answering her. When it comes to were you in Atlanta, is this your back? And on this picture with another woman, instead of Marsau just saying no, he likes to go around the corner, down the street, do all these vocal gymnastics for her, verbal gymnastics with her, instead of just telling her a flat out no. He likes to have that little bit of doubt created in Tisha, and Tisha's too damn stupid and naive to understand it. So Marsau said that he can start answering questions directly, no problem. He said, but stop asking him disrespectful questions. An example of that, he said, is when Miss Wanda said that he personally delivered a bottle of wine to Melody at her house. He said that he doesn't know where Melody lives, and he doesn't deliver wine to anybody personally. So he said that that's disrespectful to his character. He then uses this off the wall example about her saying something about their kids. And Tisha was like, but I would never say that. And he's like, right, because it's disrespectful to your character. He gaslit the fuck out of her in this scene. And Tisha sat there, soaked it all and in the end, kind of admitted low key that maybe she is asking him disrespectful questions. This is mind blowing. Mind blowing. So Kimmy and Melody are out at lunch. They talk about Melody going with Tiffany to find her dad and how she was happy to be able to go help her do that and that type of stuff. So Kimmy brings up Melody going to check on Destiny after Destiny and Stormy got into it. And Kimmy thinks that maybe that's a possibility for them to get back cool. And Melody is looking at her like, girl, what? So she asked Melody if she went to go check on her because she was thinking, this is my friend and I'm going to make sure she's good. She said that just kind of speaks to the character and the history of their friendship. Melody said, no, that speaks to the character of Melody. She said, because just because I'm not cool with you doesn't mean that I'm not going to make sure you're okay. And I'm not going to be okay with you acting a fool. And I completely understood what she meant by that. There are people that I'm not cool with right now. But if I see them out and they're acting off or whatever the case like that, I don't want to see you make a fool of yourself either. So I would definitely be just like Melody in the respect that I would go and check on that person as well. But I feel like Melody is just acting like a little hurt kid. You're mad because Melody's not even, I don't even think that Destiny was and Tisha were really talking about Melody. I think Melody was just mad at the fact that Destiny had the audacity in her eyes to even bring up the fact that they hadn't talked on the reunion. I think Melody felt like she was caught off guard, and so in that respect, that was why she kind of was like, "Oh, okay, well then I'm just not gonna be cool with her at all." It's childish on Melody's part because you know that you still want to be friends with that girl. You know that that's why you did go and check on her. That's why you did go and check on her because she never said that they could never be back cool. The conversations shifted and pivoted to Melody feeling like people like to go through things the way that they like to go through things. Destiny has kind of made it clear that there are certain things she wants to go through alone, which, as we saw, was her divorce. She never told anybody she was divorced. She didn't lean on Melody about the divorce, but now she wants Melody to be there for her in the way that she didn't allow her to be before. So they're just in this weird balancing, like this weird seesaw of Destiny feeling like I want you to be there for me when I want you to, how I want you to, for as long as I want you to, only if I ask you to be there. Melody is on the respect of I tried to be there for you. I wanted to be there for you, but you didn't include me in this. So I'm just, you know what I mean? Like it's a weird back and forth type of situation. But I think in the end, Destiny is super hurt by it. And I think Melody is more hurt than she's letting on about it as well. So the final scene is the guys are all in this sprinter van headed towards Atlanta. They are, go around and say what their wives said about going and having fun. And Marceau brings up, I hope that telling Maurice, I hope that your fun doesn't involve an infidelity. And I'm like, the stuff that Marceau says to like low key try to get his brother caught up is wild. Marceau is the type of person who does not give a damn about anybody else and who is more than okay with like throwing somebody under the bus if it makes him look good. So if it makes him look good, if it makes him look good and I want to keep you at bay, I'm completely fine with the fact that I can make you look a certain way, even if it's gonna come across a way for you and have some type of effect on you that might not be the best. Crazy, 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 crazy. So Martell tells them that they're gonna have dinner and then they're gonna hit up a strip club. And he said he's single, so he's gonna get a little wild. Um he then tells them that they're gonna have like an intimate dinner with a couple of people. Marcel thought he meant the four of them, but Martell was talking about it's gonna be, a bunch of other people there. Marceau says that the idea of if you're married, you can't have other women around just shows a lack of control on your part. They then tell Lewis that what happens in Atlanta stays in Atlanta. Don't do all that pillow talking you did when we were in Vegas and you were telling everybody's business. I feel like this trip is going to be an absolute shit show. It's gonna be a mess. But we'll see what happens. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section, y'all. Let me know what you felt about tonight's episode. Catch you guys in the next one.